Ramble.
Shout out to Wix, Mack Weldon, and Raycon for sponsoring today's episode.
Welcome to the TryPod. We are the Try Guys, Keith, Ned, Zach, and Eugene, but Ned's not here today. Later, Ned. So we've got our producer, Miles B., entering the big boy chair. Congratulations, Miles. This is a huge day for you. We're the Try Guys. We try
stuff. It really
stuff.
is, yeah. Thank you.
I wasn't going to give you a chance to respond. I'm just going to cruise right through it. We're the Try Guys. We try stuff for the internet, but today we're going to be answering some of your burning advice questions.
That's right. More questions that are burning a hole in Miles's computer.
A couple weeks ago, Miles made an email address called Advice That Will Go for Miles. So we're doing this as like a monthly, bi-monthly special. It's a little thing that we do now when we run out of other ideas.
We're getting a lot of mileage out of it.
I love that. Yeah.
But first, we're just going to talk about the weekend. Right before we started, we were talking about flossing.
I have thoughts.
Yeah, let's just jump right into flossing. The topical content that people need.
Look, everyone wants to talk about flossing.
And we're not talking about the dance.
No.
Backpack kids, sit the fuck down.
Get out. Put your arms down. Keep your arms at your sides. Look, there's nothing that makes your breath smell worse than not flossing.
Ooh, we're kind of starting with some advice.
It's the truth. So you get all that gunk that's in there. If you don't floss, you just cannot get it with brushing. Mouthwash does not make it just disintegrate. You've got to floss to have good breath. It's one of the most important parts of having good breath. It's flossing.
I recently found out I've been flossing wrong my entire life because you're supposed to go down and like to the side.
Yeah, you got to get up in there.
Is it like underneath?
You have to do both sides.
Both sides.
Go up, downside, up, downside.
And yeah, like to the left, right.
The idea is you're scraping the tooth under the gums,
which is so fucking weird,
and pulling it out. Yeah, it's weird how the teeth work.
I guess I always thought it was for getting.
It is weird how the teeth work, isn't it? Though, because you can go, you can't like just go under your finger. You know, like you can't like if you're cleaning your fingers, you can't go in under your bone and connect to. But on the teeth, you can go under flesh. And scrape.
But that's because everyone thinks the gum is where there's like a hard line. But no, gums are like sleeves.
They're like sleeves.
Yeah,
that's a gross
That's a good
analogy.
t-shirt.
So
I love it.
You're sticking the floss under your sleeve.
Why do these all sound like motivational quotes? It's weird how teeth work, and gums are like sleeves.
It's weird how teeth work is motivational.
Super.
I guess you could add another thing
It's
like
poetic.
Question the normal. It's weird how teeth work.
I don't know. I'm excited you brought up flossing. I'm obsessed with dental hygiene.
You're a big tooth
I love
boy.
it. Sometimes I'll just brush my teeth or floss in the middle of the day after I eat just because I want to have fresh
Am
breath.
I the only one? I think it feels great. I think
I
that
love it.
flossing
Oh, yeah.
feels
Sure.
amazing.
Actually, it should feel good because if it hurts every time, that means you're not flossing.
Yeah. And here's I have actually, I was at the dentist very recently. Water picks are not, you should not be just using water picks.
water picks are intense.
They're super intense, but like I was there and she was like, your gums are not as great as they were last time. I was like, well, I have this water pick. She was telling me that you can't just use it. It doesn't do the same thing as flossing. Yeah.
Well, I always thought that the point of floss was to just get food particles out of your teeth.
Same, yeah.
That's like growing, that's all I thought that
No,
it
it
was
gets the undergum plaque.
The undergum plaque. It's
Undergum
all about
plaque.
that plaque.
Also, so I don't know if anyone else has this. I have one gap in my teeth that always catches food.
Yeah.
There will always be this big sweet nugget of gross. And if I miss a day, God forbid, because that thing has grown to 2 days of gunk. And
Wait, did you not have braces growing up?
I did.
Oh, okay, but you still have one little gap.
It's all the way in the very back. So it's, braces are cosmetic.
Yeah.
So they don't always care that much about it's the last 2 teeth.
That's true.
And it's the last gap, and I don't have wisdom teeth anymore. They're gone. They're gone. No more wisdom for me. They're all gone. I said goodbye. But I never flossed. I was like, I hate flossing. It sucks. And it's because I had to pull a little strand out, wrap it around my fingers, put my hands are as big as my mouth, if not bigger. So flossing is like I have to put my hands in my mouth. Like both of them have to go deep in my mouth.
Well, you use that little pick thing now, don't
and
you?
now I use I got it right here.
What are those called again?
Floss picks.
They're
Floss
not as
pick.
effective.
What are
they're
you
more.
talking about?
They're more effective.
Because you're not supposed to reuse your
You just wipe it off.
No, the string gets duller.
Duller.
That's what they tell me. You're not
No,
supposed
not in one pass. You don't
You're
want
supposed
to
to
reuse
change the different. That's why you have a whole like foot long.
I thought
string.
they did that
change
because
where
you need
do
to
it.
put tension around your fingers and
no.
then have a lot of little red lines on your fingers because you.
If we
ripped
have any
it so tight.
dentists who watch the show, we would.
Or dental hygienists.
Yes. Thank
Feel free
you
to
for the
call
correction.
in. Zach's phone number is 917.
Yeah.
426
close-ish.
8.
Wow.
I don't want to give a real number.
Wow, that was pretty good, actually.
Pretty close.
You kind of nailed it.
There's only a million options left.
I think there's certain things that signify adulthood that are very small. Flossing is one. It's something you hated as a kid. And if you don't floss as an adult, you're still a child. It's like salads. It's, when you hated salads as a kid and then you suddenly realize salads are great.
When, I didn't have a salad. Like, I did not eat a salad until I was 22.
Wait, no, that's
what?
crazy.
Not even.
That's a little too old.
Not even like you're at Chili's and they bring you a salad that's basically just ranch and cheese.
I didn't go to a Chili's until I was 20. I don't know.
Oh my God.
No,
you
but I
didn't go to a Chili's.
I probably ate like clean iceberg lettuce, but I thought
That's so sad.
Clean.
What the fuck is that? Clean iceberg lettuce.
Awful.
I would like to order the clean iceberg lettuce,
Could I have some
please.
crunchy water, please?
I hate it.
Clean, please.
Well, I'm just growing up. I was very picky, and I had this idea that I hated salad dressing because my dad is an insane person and he hates salad dressing. So he'll eat salads without dressing. He'll just like eat. It's
like
weird.
a horse?
Exactly. Yeah, my father's Mr. Ed.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I would love to serve a horse a salad.
I just had. You guys probably had those foods that you were just convinced that you hated, and it never touched your tongue. You just were like, oh, I hate that.
No, I was like, I put everything in my mouth. Pretty
Really?
much, yeah.
I believe that.
Well, my mom also, like, when you're the youngest of three boys, you just don't win a lot of fights. When you say, like, I don't want it, it's like, great, you can eat nothing. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll eat it then. Like, there's just a hard line for me as a child.
Yeah.
It's like, there is this food or there is no food. And that's your option, Keith.
It's a hell of a way to parent. It works.
Yeah, mine was actually, I didn't like salads as a child because, green stuff, yucky.
Sure.
But then my dad force-fed me coleslaw one day because he was just over it. He said, "You're going to be healthy."
Coleslaw is such a funny
so
first
It was like
salad.
it was
It's a good
it was
intro
a
salad.
gateway. Yeah, it was a gateway. Like Caesar salad is the gateway salad because it's just fat.
Yeah, it's just fat.
It's just delicious fat. But
Yeah.
I remember this distinctly. He had bought coleslaw for us because he was like, "My kids are gonna be healthy," and I said, "Ew, no, gross, Dad." And then he
grabbed
just
your fucking
grabbed
face.
my head and he took a huge spoon and he just put it in my mouth and he started doing this, like he was like force chewing me because that's Asian parents, and I was crying and there was all this coleslaw on my face and I was just weeping and I started barfing and he was just shut up, you're gonna eat the coleslaw.
Jesus Christ.
Okay,
And then after
I totally
that,
relate to this.
after that, the next day I was like, that was pretty good. And I liked salad ever since.
next day?
You were barfing?
But I was kind of more like,
that was pretty tasty.
it was more, because looking back, it wasn't because I was disgusted by it. It was more,
Traumatized.
fuck you, Dad.
Yeah.
I'm like mad at you, so I'm going to be vomiting whatever you put in my mouth.
I think about those all the time. The non-trauma traumas that parents had, where the first time I had miso, and a lot of them are food-based. The first time I had miso soup, I was in a restaurant. And
I was by the river and I was on a boat, you see, and this other boat came by.
a mermaid came by and said, "Say, would you like to try some soup?"
Cauldron of miso soup.
Oh, the Japanese mermaid.
It was
Yeah, oh,
Japanese,
yeah.
straight
Wow.
from Japan. I was in the Japanese river.
The famous Japanese.
The famed Japanese river. It's haunted, you know.
Oh, there's ghosts.
Ghost mermaid.
Oh, me so scared.
Miso soup.
That's why the soup is so cloudy. It's actually little ghosts floating around.
You stir it to
Okay, this
perturb
took
the
a very
ghosts.
weird turn.
I frankly have no interest in the story I was originally going to tell. This is far more interesting.
Well, how was it traumatic?
I looked down and I saw this little cube floating in it, and I just go, "What is that, chicken or something?" My dad doesn't even look at me. He just goes, "Yeah, it's chicken. Just eat it." And I bit in, and it was a mushy cube of mush.
Tofu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the tofu. And I just went, "Ah!" And as a kid, it freaks you. Any of those betrayals, because your parents are supposed to be the ones that tell you what is right and wrong and safe and unsafe in the world. And so even this little indiscretion of like, this food is what you expect, and then it's not, as a child, it feels like the world is crashing down on you.
Yeah.
That's actually, there's an interesting thing about your brain's expectation and when it doesn't get what it expects, it doesn't understand. So, like, I remember I had this science book as a kid, and it had a picture of a pizza. It was a scratch and sniff, and if you scratched it and sniffed it, it smelled like chocolate chip cookies. And if you didn't know that it smelled like chocolate chip cookies, you didn't know what it smelled like. Like, your brain couldn't figure out, because you look at it like, this should smell like pizza. You smell it, it doesn't smell like pizza, but it's like, what does it smell like? And you're like, I don't fucking know. My brain is broken. And then they're like, it smells like cookies. And then immediately the smell makes sense, and you know what it smells like.
Well, that's
and
the
you
same,
can smell the cookies.
There's that. I don't know if it's an experiment or just a prank, where if you blindfold someone and you tell them they're about to drink.
Blind someone.
Is that what I said?
Yeah. If you blindfold someone.
It would work both ways.
Yeah.
If you blindfold someone and tell them they're about to drink milk, but give them orange juice, they'll just start vomiting immediately.
Right.
I was told that, and then we were like, that'd be a cool video. No, that's not a cool video.
I think that's a cool video.
It might be a cool. That's like early, that's like 2000.
I'll dress as Eugene's dad, and I'll force feed him orange juice, and he'll start barfing.
Okay, that sounds way more awful than it actually. Well, it's funny. It's funny if you're in a strict household. It's a funny story.
it's a gas.
Also, because it was happening, he was yelling at me, I was crying, and my sister's mom were just like eating. They just weren't paying attention. They didn't give a fuck, because
sounds horrifying.
Yeah, it was hilarious when I think back on it.
I can think of multiple crying food related stories from childhood.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't relate.
I was picky. I didn't like eating things.
Mine wasn't because I was picky. It was because, I was being force-fed stuff.
Yeah, well, I was picky, and then they're like, just fucking eat it, and then whatever. Well, my parents are lovely humans.
So I know that your sisters, and I guess you always say that Asians in general can eat like a crazy amount of food.
Yes.
So even though
is that all Asians or is that Koreans?
It's most East Asians in particular. I think it's also the way that we eat.
So I grew up in a three-son household.
Yes.
And I think that is a typical norm, that like dinner is a little bit of a race, because if you don't finish your portion first, you can't get seconds next. Yes. And when there's three giant guys, you're like racing to eat your hamburger so you can have one of the few extra hamburgers that Dad made. Was that the same having two sisters?
No, that would be the same, I think, in a family of boys. But now we're talking about gender.
Yeah.
Gender and the way that the patriarchy.
So they weren't allowed to have...
buckle up. It's a patriarchy chat. We're going to get into it. Y'all know about the patriarchy? Let's dismantle this shit.
Let me tell you what's fucked up, because this is also indicative of
Four
Asian
boys
culture,
chatting patriarchy.
Asian culture, and having sisters and being the boy. We all could eat the same amount, and we loved eating, but they never got seconds, because you would push the seconds towards the boy,
right?
Because the girls need to be skinny,
right?
So it's also weird, because Asians love when you can eat a shit ton, but also be skinny. It's like it's like the prize,
I mean, that's just a life prize.
Everyone loves that. I get so sad when I'm full and there's still delicious food to eat.
Yeah,
because I want to eat it all. I want to keep eating.
My favorite thing now is I try every time I go out to dinner is I want to just go with as many friends as possible.
Yes,
I love my girlfriend. But I feel like when it's just me and her, it's a waste. Because there's really, we share every meal we get. It's very cute. We go and we always buy 2 dinners that we both want, and we go halvesies on both. Because I don't want to eat just one thing.
That's key.
I don't want to eat just one thing.
Flavor fatigue.
And I want
It's a thing.
FF.
I want to go to Flavor Town. I want Flava Flav up in my life.
You want to go to the Twin Cities of flavor.
Fuck yeah, you
want
get
2
me.
flavors.
But go out, family style, the greatest thing to ever happen to eating.
Yeah, I'm almost every time now that I go out for meals with groups, I've just become food captain. And I just order the food for the table, and everything's communal. There's
the way to be.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I go with Alex Lewis, and fucking Alex Lewis is like, I'm going to order my own thing for myself. And I'm like, fuck you! That's not the dinner we're having. Everyone eats everything. You can't order. You're boring. Because also, he's one of those people, and I imagine you were this way as a child, that like,
I'll
have a turkey sandwich. I don't want tomatoes. I
no
don't
mayo.
want mayonnaise.
Yeah.
I actually just want turkey, cheese, and bread.
Yep.
And I want to be sad all my life. Could you make sure you give me a sandwich that keeps me sad? I want to stay sad.
I mean, this doesn't include true dietary concerns or being vegetarian, but that type of pickiness, it makes me embarrassed. Like, I'm embarrassed to be
embarrassed too.
Yeah, I can't handle it.
Yeah, it actually, I think, is just one of the most striking indicators of ignorance.
So it's a couple things. I was that. So I'm going to talk as someone who was and am reformed.
I went to a food conversion camp.
Yeah. A lot of they cooked me up and
You baptized in the miso river.
Support for the TryPod comes from Wix.com. With Wix, you can create your very own professional website. You choose a template you love and customize it by adding your own text, images, and videos.
Oh yeah, there's so many intuitive design features. You can tell your story exactly the way you want. I mean, and like, why would you have a website? Well, you could easily start a blog, you can launch an online store, create an event, and you can share everything in a click on social media and drive even more traffic to your site with SEO tools to get found on Google.
Do people know what SEO means?
Of course they do. Search engine optimization.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
That's nice.
Basically, it makes it so people find your site over another site. So if you had a site like about cool plastic bags, if you use Wix, you'll have better SEO results. So like your cool plastic bag site will show up
better
before other people's cool plastic bags.
Yeah.
You get it. And Wix has all the tools you need to create the exact website you want. You can even create a beautiful website while listening to this podcast.
I already just did.
Oh my
about
gosh.
cool plastic bags.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good business. Here's the thing. Over 150 million people choose Wix to create their website. So why aren't you? Everybody else is doing it. Follow. Be a sheep. That's what I do. I love being a sheep. Sheep, first of all, sheep are delicious. Sheep give you cool clothes. Sheep are hysterical. You count them to sleep.
If you're saying be a sheep, you're telling them to be a follower, get eaten, and also get their hair to be made into sweaters.
Okay, so maybe don't be a sheep, but
you want to be a wolf.
You'll be a wolf.
Be like a wolf.
The other 150 million wolves out there. They're crushing it.
Yeah.
But over 100 million people choose Wix to create their website. It's so easy. It's obvious that it's easy. So many people are using it. It's so great. And you can get started right away simply by going to Wix.com. That's Wix.com. Promo code TRYGUYS to get 10% off. That's Wix.com. Promo code TRYGUYS to get 10% off.
Oh wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
now he's haunted.
It's not a
ghosts in his glasses.
It's a great
it's
biography
not a full
title.
It's not a full excuse, but a lot of people of Ashkenazi descent have very weak bellies. We can't handle fun, crazy flavors because for hundreds of years we had the blandest shit in our diet. So now, like, I eat the most delicious things in the world, but it rocks me.
Yeah.
So like what my body craves is bland shit.
But I also wonder if part of it is the way you were conditioned too. Like it's both that.
Well,
and
then it goes to the ignorant side, which is just it's
what were you fed as
comfort
a kid?
and different foods and flavors and smells are scary, and so your body wants to stay in this realm of like these are familiar and won't hurt me.
The one good thing about somebody who orders all the good flavors on the side of their food is that you can dip your French fries in their extra flavors. So that is the best. So Alex Lewis, he gets his breakfast burrito and he gets the Chipotle mayo on the side. What an idiot. It's the best part of the whole burrito. But that means I could put my breakfast potatoes in his Chipotle mayo and then I'll eat all his mayo. And before he realizes that he did want it, and then it doesn't matter what he wants.
Sorry, Alex Lewis.
I'm in charge of the friendship.
I'm actually thinking now back, you used the term seconds, and I realized I never understood that as a kid because I'm Korean. We don't have seconds or thirds.
You don't have seconds?
Have you been to a Korean restaurant? You know, when Korean restaurants, that's how we ate.
It's just a waterfall.
It's a waterfall of food. Yeah. So there was never, when I went to, I actually remember this now, when I went to a non-Asian person's house for the first time for dinner, and they asked for seconds, I was like, what the fuck is a second? And they would get another plate of food, and I was like, you have to ask for that? That's a thing? Just because, and that was the first time I saw a casserole. I was so shocked. I was like, what's a casserole?
I used to eat fourths of spaghetti.
Fourths?
Yes. And
what does that mean?
I would get 4 full plates of spaghetti.
Wow.
I would
awesome.
crush
That's
spaghetti.
so much.
I
a
love
lot of
pasta.
spaghetti.
So you've been working out recently, right? Yeah, you're buff now. How much
pretty buff
have you
now.
been eating more like carbs and protein to get big?
So I I do try to eat more protein, but I try to eat like the healthy protein. So I have a lot of nuts. I have a lot of salmon.
You getting that avocado, your healthy fats?
Sometimes avocados are like $2 an avocado right now at Albertsons. So no, I'm not having avocado, but I am having olive oils, and we had some avocado oil for a while that we were cooking with.
Have I given that advice to y'all? Because avocado oil is the greatest. I know it makes you sound like the bougiest, most LA piece of shit in the world, but it has a higher boiling point. So most people don't know, one, a lot of olive oil in this country, smoke point, thank you.
Super important.
Olive oil goes rancid, and like we don't have a I listened to this on a podcast.
Yeah.
Olive oil is rancid, and we don't have a refined enough palate to know. But avocado oil, it's delicious, and you don't fucking smoke it out.
Yeah, because you shouldn't be sauteing with olive oil.
Right, there it is.
Because it is carcinogenic.
Thanks for filling that in, because I actually was starting to talk and I didn't actually know what I was talking about.
You can do low temperatures.
Low temperatures.
What
is
it
fine.
really is that if so I don't make much meat anymore, which is very sad. I only make it for very special occasions. But when you make a large roast, you're supposed to sear the roast first and then cook it low. And when you sear it with olive oil, it creates a tumultuous amount of smoke.
Yeah.
Because it has this smoke point that just makes it like it just is like unbreathable in your house. And canola oil has a little bit better of a smoke point, but it still does the same thing. But I guess that the avocado oil, and sometimes I don't know if it's coconut oil, another one
coconut oil is fine.
Is good
high
for
smoke
that. It's tough though, because you do want that really high temperature and you want that charability, but you don't want all that smoke in your house.
You don't want all that
No,
smoke.
you don't, baby.
Nah, my advice is everyone should invest in always having sesame oil at their house.
Ooh, hell yeah.
Because
it
it
is
is
really
a
delicious.
magic liquid that if you have any Asian dish, particularly a rice dish, you just dump a bit of sesame oil on top, and it is yummers. And big advice, any Asian item you buy, don't go to fucking Whole Foods. Go to an Asian market, because you will save so much money.
Yeah.
Like
Sorry,
a bottle
Bezos.
of soy sauce is like $8, and you can get a jug of that at like
For
H Mart
$2.
or a Korean market. Yeah, just find your local Asian mart and go there.
Yeah, I'm lucky that I live near Thai town, and once I went into a Thai market, and I'm like, nothing costs anything here.
And the produce is way more cheap too. Get your produce at an Asian market.
When we did by now the Lily Singh video is out, or the Lily Singh video is out, and we went to that Indian market, and I was like walking around, and I was like blown away at how cheap like a bulk thing of turmeric is there versus a bag of turmeric at like Whole Foods.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. I could have bought a bucket of turmeric. I don't know what I would have done with it.
That's honestly the only thing that keeps me from shopping at the Asian markets is that they seem to only sell gallons of spice. There's no like little shaker. There's only, and I don't have room for a gallon of turmeric in my closet. That'd be the only spice I have.
Gotta get so much spice, baby.
I want it. I just there's limited space.
Wouldn't it be fun if you had a whole garage and in your parking spot
God.
instead of your car you just had buckets of spice?
Yeah.
Oh, I would go nuts for that. Oh my goodness.
You know, it's weird because like
That's your future.
Yeah,
It
spice
is.
bucket challenge.
Spice bucket. I am the bucket king of Los Angeles.
That's true.
So that would be how I would actually be the bucket.
everyone who came over to my house as a kid said it smelled weird, and I always thought they were weird, but it's because we had literally like buckets of spice in
You have
closets.
so much spice.
Yeah. I guess so. They were right. Oh,
It smelled different where you
different,
were.
not weird. It was different.
Speaking of people who are different, we got some sweet Q's and we're ready to give them some A's.
Ooh.
Oh, that sounds gross when you put it that way.
A's. A's.
Miles, I just want you to know you're in the big boy chair today.
I'm really
There's
excited.
a lot of power.
I know, I
A
feel
lot
it.
of responsibility.
Yeah, normally I'm like in the corner. Sort
Yeah.
of tucked
You know what
away.
is funny is that without Ned, Zach has become the nasal one because you're surrounded by three very deep voices.
Well, it's because I am also sick.
I also
I've been sick for 2 weeks.
I caught the sick. There's a sick going around in Los Angeles. Becky has it worse than me. I have
don't give me
I
the
have the
sick.
little sick, but I'm pretty good. My immune system is fairly robust, and I can normally get rid of it in a couple days if I self-medicate.
What are you talking,
I am
sinus?
medicinally weakened. I'm the medicine that I'm
you're
on,
weak.
the result of the medicine I'm on, because I'm weak, is I'm immunosuppressed. So that means when I get sick, you know, like that little cold that goes through you in like 2 to 3 days, it just lingers for a week and a half for me at least. I've been on the last day of a cold for a full week now.
Yeah.
It's fucking awful.
When I've had like a little bit, I've been like, I don't know, I'm not really feeling that well. You've just been like, go home because
Yeah.
I'm suppressed.
No, it's a weird thing. I need to tell everyone we work with, like, don't be a fucking martyr. Don't come into the office because you will put me out for 2 weeks. So you like, if you feel anything, go away.
God, I hope no one gets sick on the tour.
Yeah, it's right now.
We're gonna have to strap you to the top of that
all
bus.
Going to get sick on the tour.
So this is a pre-recorded podcast. We're filming this a few weeks earlier because right now we are on tour.
We're on the road.
We're on the road, and we wanted to make sure you guys had dope potties for you.
Before we get to the questions, we found out our tour bus today, and I went to the tour bus site, and I just looked at the tour bus's interiors. Oh,
is it good?
They look very nice. I'm excited to fuck it up.
Well, this is so cool. So
there's gonna be socks all over that thing. I'm gonna get on the bus every night and just rip my socks off and hurl them onto the sofa.
Our tour manager is someone. His company, they work with like fucking rock stars.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing is they've worked with everyone from Kiss to Kids Bop. And we're kind of right in the middle. But because of their connection.
You think we're above Kids Bop?
I think we're like adults bop.
It's
true, yeah. Like we swear a lot.
Actually, weirdly, the DNA of our show is literally right between Kiss and Kids Bop.
I would say it's adults
You
bop.
mean our live show?
Our tour show.
Yeah. It's meant to be our original concept was a fucked up kid show for adults. It's evolved, certainly.
But now it's like an interactive rock viral concert.
Yeah.
Fucking dope.
It's crazy.
But because of our connection to these guys, we're getting like hookups from like the Kiss world. And so we have, it's not confirmed yet, but by the time this is out, it is confirmed. We have, I'm just going to say, a set piece that is borrowed from Kiss. Like Kiss made a fucking super... No one knows what this show is. You guys have no fucking idea how cool this is going to be.
If you haven't gotten your tickets, if you're on the fence for any reason,
oh my God,
jump over the fence because the show is ridiculous.
Because Kiss made this fucking dope thing and then was like, hey, we're done with it. We're just going to put it in a storage facility. And we're like, we will take that. Thank you. For free. So we're definitely, because of just our connection, we're affording a show way beyond our reach. I mean, I was looking at like Billie Eilish's set. And I'm like, is our show cooler than Billie Eilish's? Like, no, like she's better than us. I would rather see her show. But like, it's fucking amazing.
Well, because we're such a limited offering.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. We have 4 times the Billies.
Yeah, and also it's just like we're gonna do these 20 shows. Hopefully, we do some more shows in the future. But like, a musician does like 200 shows a year. So like, if you don't see their concert, you'll see them at a festival next year. You'll see them. Like us, like we can only do this so many times. So I really would urge listeners to try to see the show.
I would urge you, sell your Billie Eilish tickets. Come see us instead.
Tweet at Billie Eilish.
She's 19, 18, 19. You'll have plenty of time
17.
to see her.
She's 17.
We're pushing 30-something.
How
long are we going to do this, you know, realistically?
Right? I mean, Zach's going to catch a cold and die.
All right, let's get to those
Advice.
Q's
All right,
and
we've got a
A's.
sweet question. As always, we sent it in an advice email, advicethatwillgoformiles@gmail.com, and you guys answered. You tuned in and you emailed your questions. We've got some hot ones for you. Can I get a fake name, Eugene?
Japanese mermaid.
Japanese mermaid.
I cannot drink water when you say fake names. That was almost very hazardous.
Hey, Miles. My fiance and I are getting married in 2 weeks, and we've been dating for almost 5 years now. His mom seems completely delusional about the fact that her baby boy has grown up and moving on, so she's done some crazy stuff during our engagement.
I'm excited.
I love this.
Most of it I can let slide, like walking into my room without knocking late at night. But she just informed me that she plans to wear a white dress for our wedding. How do I tell her it's inappropriate without setting off her crazy?
Thank God Ned isn't here because he would be screaming.
Oh, I gotta say, like that is ultimately, unfortunately, the man's responsibility to tell his own mother.
Yeah,
she cannot wear that. No one's allowed to wear white except for her. Like
it's just a thing.
It's just a thing, and it's like it's not this Mother's Day. No, it's this woman's day. It's Japanese Mermaid's Day.
Japanese Mermaid's Day,
and she needs to have her day. Also, absolutely not. She can walk into your room late at night without knocking.
Well,
you need to lock that door.
I have a question.
Or like set up like a Home Alone trap, like so that she grabs the handle and it burns her hand, and then she learns.
What's the context that the mother is lurking around that house and is able...
They might live in the same house.
Dude, yeah. So you think that Japanese Mermaid and the future Mr. Japanese Mermaid-to-be live together? Mm. And that the mother is hanging out in the house?
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, you know, first and foremost, this seems to be a grand tradition in general to have tension between the bride and the groom's mother. It just seems to be most weddings I've been to. It just happens, you know? The mother has a lot of opinions. It is the bride's day. What this is doing is clearly crossing lines that the mother of the groom is hyper aware of. You don't grow up in Western society. You can't wear white. No. So she's being a straight up bitch. Like that's like unacceptable. Hopefully the tension will subside post marriage because that's usually what seems to happen.
Japanese mermaid, here's what you need to do. You need to
get yourself out of that river.
Sprout yourself some legs. You're going to walk up to the mother and you're going to say, you know what? I'm about to marry your son. And you're being a little bit of a bitch right now.
Not the right move.
And then you look her dead in the eye and say, if you ever fuck with me again, I will make your grandchildren hate you. End of story.
That's an interesting threat. I think the groom play is. I think you should just say, honestly, you should tell your husband, hey, he has to handle this, and if he can't handle it, you should be like, look, I really don't like this. This is hurting my feelings. If this is our one wedding, and if he can't get over that, you should punch him in the mouth. I'm kidding. You should actually just
punch him in the dick.
You just go to yourself and you're just going to have to say, hey, you can't wear white.
Well, because in the end, I mean, here's the thing.
Find you another dress.
There's always the tension with the quote unquote monster-in-law, but it comes down to the relationship between not the bride and the groom's mother, but the groom and the mother. Like that's where you have to, that's the fix, you know? Because if he won't do anything, then there's some issue there already that is bigger than just the wedding, you know?
We'll wrap these all up with a nice platitude. The Try Guys say, just say no to the dress. Next question, Miles.
Beautiful. Keith,
that was awful.
Beautiful.
You're telling her not to get married?
Just say no.
No, say no to the mother's dress.
Oh, that was, yeah.
I was foreseeing us talking on one topic for 40 minutes that we had already answered.
Right, yeah. So. Okay, this next one
I found the out.
This next one is from a girl named Treebles.
Support for the TryPod comes from Mac Weldon. Don't you think that clothing should be easier to buy? I do. I think so. I wish that all my basics and beyond were smartly designed and that shopping for them was easy and convenient. And guess what? Mac Weldon does that. It solves my dilemma, Eugene. It does it.
Mac Weldon believes in smart design, premium fabrics, and simple shopping.
You just go online, you look at what you want, you figure out what you want, you browse through it all. So easy, throw it in your cart, bada bing, bada boom. It's going to be the most comfortable underwear, socks, shirts, undershirts, hoodies, etc., sweatpants. It's really everything you could ever want to wear. It's going to be the most comfortable version of that. They also have a line of silver underwear and shirts that are naturally antimicrobial, which means they don't smell, which is great because I sweat a lot. So I need
that'd be
my
good
clothing.
That'd be good for you.
And Ned.
Oh, Ned really
Oh
needs
my
that.
God, we're on tour right now, and man, Ned's
stinky.
clothing. Whoa!
Ned's a sweaty,
Oh my
sweaty
gosh.
daddy.
Here's the thing, Mac Weldon wants you to be comfortable. If you don't like your first pair that you order, you can keep it, and they'll refund you. No questions asked. That's a pretty good confident brand right there. Not only does Mac Weldon's underwear, socks, and shirts look good, they perform well too. It's good for going out, going to work, going on dates, just everyday life. It's just good clothes. Just for you guys, just for our sweet little TryPods, our little try puppies. For 20% off your first order, visit macweldon.com and enter promo code TRYGUYS. You'll get 20% off. That's pretty great. That is macweldon.com, enter promo code TRYGUYS. And that's it. All right, back to the show.
Treeble's subject is lying about having a twin sister.
Oh, this is exciting.
Hello. I've recently reconnected with a middle school best friend, and I remember that she lied to me and all her other friends that she has a twin sister. She's used this to gain attention and popularity, but as we moved on to high school, she suddenly stopped talking about her, quote, twin sister, end quote. None of my friends or her friends have ever seen her twin sister. Her background story about the twin was that she was separated at birth, so she stayed with her parents, but her twin was separated. This doesn't sound logical now. It didn't sound true in the past. We're now graduating college soon, and a few of her friends were talking about this twin and how dumb it is to be lying about it when she was 12 or 13. What should I do in a situation like this? Should I confront her, or should I wait for her to come out of the lie? That is, if she ever does. Love your videos, loving the podcast. You guys are amazing. The Try crew is awesome. Regards, Treebles.
So wait, I just need to clarify. They're about to graduate college, but this girl has been lying since they were 13.
Well, it sounds like she also dropped the lie. At
Yeah,
some point.
Stopped talking about it, but
Stopped
she didn't
talking
say
about
she
it.
was lying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in middle school, she pretended to have a twin sister, but no one met the twin sister because they were separated at birth. In high school, stopped talking about it. College, doesn't talk about it. Now they're about to graduate, and she was just talking with her other friends like, hey, remember when fucking Stephanie was like, I have a twin sister? And then she clearly didn't, right?
It's
She
very
did-
impressive to lie about that, like, in this age. Because if she's graduating college now, that means in middle school, social media was starting. And to lie about a twin in the social media age is amazing.
Well, I assume, though, she's like, oh, yeah, but my twin, we were separated at birth. That means the twin's growing up with other
right.
family. Yeah. But parents don't do that.
No, good point.
That's really not a common thing. You get separated when both children are adopted, and somehow they're adopted to different families.
Did you ever see Three Identical Strangers, though?
Great movie.
Did you ever see
No,
that
I
movie?
really want to.
'Cause that
I never
shit's
got
crazy.
to see. I really wanted to see that
Can I
movie.
spoil the whole movie? Because it's crazy.
No, don't
I
spoil
won't
it. Don't spoil it.
What if I want to see it?
You should go
someday?
see it, 'cause there
I
are
don't
three-
have time. I want to see Booksmart.
Oh, you should see Booksmart. Booksmart's phenomenal. But in Three Identical Strangers, they were three brothers that were separated at birth, and then they found each other, and they were like, they found the ways that they were totally similar, but also the ways that their nurture had made them totally different. Super fascinating.
Yeah, I wanted
There's
to
more
watch
to it.
I
It's like,
remember wanting to watch it, and
That's
then
great.
I forgot about it.
I think
And
it's
I didn't.
on Amazon.
If I can watch it in my home.
You
It's
can
on
watch
Hulu.
it on Hulu. There it is. Free little Hulu plug.
Well, I watched some of Seinfeld last night on Hulu, and that show is still hilarious, and it really is about nothing.
Yeah, it's great.
Also, the first episodes are almost half stand-up. It's unbelievable.
Isn't that how you first found out about? You thought that you didn't know what Jews were growing up,
Yeah,
but you thought that Jews and New Yorkers were synonymous.
yeah.
Because
I just
of
thought that
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld was like, oh, that's New Yorkers. That's New York, and it's not true.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
It's a lot of New York, and like they don't really speak about, especially they don't like constantly speak about Judaism.
No,
It's just inherent that they are, and like some episodes are about it, but it just didn't click with me.
most Jews don't talk about.
Yeah,
it.
you know, I mean, most Jews aren't like hyper religious in America, at least most.
Okay,
instances.
anyway.
In regards to this person's
Anyway.
I would
question,
say-
yeah, I think it's crazy to be bringing up something that happened when they were 12.
Yeah, I don't
That's
think there's a
more
point. It's
insane.
not hurting anybody. It's,
Yeah.
it is a curiosity, but it's
Yeah.
also like, it sounds like if you're doing it, it's just to embarrass the person.
Yeah, let her get away with it.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
think of your dumbest thing in middle school, and think about how you would feel if someone exposed that now.
yeah, especially as an adult. And I think,
We can all agree. Twin girl fucking crazy when she was
Yeah,
in
that
middle
was
school.
stupid.
That's
Yeah.
dumb. She
Yeah.
did a dumb thing.
Well, when
But
she
you
was
gotta-
in middle school.
Right, but you
Yeah.
gotta look at from what she was probably insecure. She wanted like something that made her different, stand apart. She made a lie, and she started a lie that the whole world started believing. It took on a life of its own. I've seen this movie. You know, we know
what
how
strikes,
it
what
ends.
strikes me about this story is that she also clarifies that they're not really friends. Like, no, they're not really
Did she
close
say
to
that?
her. Yeah, they're not close to her. I mean, I think if it's someone that you're close to, like a best friend,
Then you get drunk and you bring it up
yeah,
at
it's
a party.
valid. It's valid to bring it up. But if she's someone who's like kind of tertiary or a little distant, then it's just, you know, there's no point.
But what if it's like burning up inside, and she's like, I know.
No, it's a hilarious bar story you tell other people.
What if
Sometimes.
she's just like, I need to know the truth?
Yeah, what if she was?
Tell me the truth.
Yeah, what if? I mean,
Yeah, what
I
if there
guess
is a
you
twin?
could be like, you could just do it casually and be like, remember when you used to say you had a twin sister? Have you heard from her lately? And just be like, not being like you're trying to trap her. Just be like, you can make up. Here you go. I just met a set of twins that had been separated, and it reminded me of yours. Have you tried to reconnect with yours?
Or what if even, because it's been so long, what if she was even just like, do I remember you having a twin? Am I making that
Did you
up?
have a twin
Because I've
too?
never seen you have a I can't remember if that was you or someone else. And then you give her the out, and that's, you're like asking in a way. And then she could be like, no, it was a dumb thing I said when I was a kid.
I wish this girl, though, if she wanted to keep the lie, goes to the graduation and then she like runs to the bathroom. for a
Parent
second,
traps herself?
Runs to the bathroom and then comes back out of the rope with like a cowboy hat and she goes, "Oh, hi, it's me, the twin.
Congratulations.
Congratulations."
Congratulations,
twin.
graduations.
What's your favorite twin swap movie?
Oh,
Oh, the original Parent Trap.
Wrong.
No.
It Takes Two, starring Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen.
No.
A cinematic masterpiece.
Oh, but the first Parent Trap is so funny.
I gotta say the Lindsay Lohan one is also pretty good.
Let's get
Three boys, three answers.
We can have granddaughter.
Such a weird thing that everyone wanted as a kid. You wanted a twin.
Yeah, of course, because
now-
of Mary Kate and Ashley.
But as an adult, I'm like, you know what? It's always like, it's not as impressive. When you're a child, it's super impressive when someone says I'm a twin. And then as an adult, they're always like, ugh, yeah, it's my twin.
You guys,
It's not a big deal when you get older. It's like, I'm a twin.
we all have that thing though, where like you kind of part of you doesn't totally fully trust twins, right? Because there's something going on.
Yeah, they're freaks.
They know something.
They do actually have weird.
They've got a connection, and you don't know what's going on. We'll never know.
I dated a twin, and they do have something called twin speak, which is like their ability to communicate non-verbally, like in a room. Like they can actually communicate just with like,
Identical or
with
fraternal?
Their minds?
I think they're fraternal. They looked very much alike.
Yeah.
So I don't remember anymore.
I have family members who are twins, so I can say this. They're weird.
They're freaks.
Look,
Get it out.
my best friends are twins, so I'm allowed to say derogatory things about twins.
Oh, but the best thing, this is what I always wanted. I didn't want an identical twin because I thought it was cool. I wanted it because you could like
Get away with stuff.
No, you could like test how things look by looking at what your twin does. So if your twin got a shitty haircut, you'd be like, well, I'm never gonna get that haircut.
When you guys were meeting twins growing up, there was these two twins I went to school with that there was kind of like one that was really cool and nice, and the other one was like the bad twin.
Oh.
And they were kind of the bad boy.
No, most of the twins I met are pretty similar.
No, the twin I dated, like one was like much like shyer, and the other was much more party forward.
Yeah, there's a big one and a small one.
Yeah, and I have one of my buddies in college, Ben Danger, fucking dope guy, was like the metal twin, and his brother was like clean cut, collared shirt,
Charles Danger.
like tax twin.
Wow.
Like they're very different guys.
You know what's a good argument for being gay being genetic is that most twins I know who are gay are both gay.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I've never met like a gay twin who had a straight twin. They're usually both gay. Yeah. I know 3 pairs of gay twins.
Wow.
Yeah.
3 Pairs of Gay Twins is a great name for a play.
Wow. Yeah, it is.
3
would do,
pairs
like,
of gay twins,
Gay twins.
baptized in the Miso River.
Oh, wow. Well, then everyone's going to blame the haunted river.
Oh, for it.
Ghosts make you gay.
Ghosts
make you gay.
Ghosts make you gay.
All right, what's the next cue, Miles?
Let me pull up a juicy one. Hang on.
Can't believe you guys aren't.
That
team.
literally the title of that one is "This is a juicy one."
Yeah, this is a juicy one.
So you don't even have to cherry pick them. They're very forward. Like
I guess so. Is this one juicy?
A great way to get read on the pod.
everyone's just trying to get their question read. They're doing clickbait subjects.
Yeah, there are a lot of clickbait. This is a juicy one. Trust me is one of
Okay.
the subjects.
Yeah.
I would love
Just read it.
clickbait email headlines like, "You won't believe what's in this email."
I mean,
Emotional.
that's how they scam you.
12
Yeah.
secrets you won't believe. Help.
This
Yeah.
email's buying my friend a new Tesla.
There. Hey,
Ooh, that would be a good one.
that sounds great. I had to give my credit card information to a bunch of these guys because they were like princes from other
They
countries.
keep sending me my bank account.
I know.
I love any of those TED Talks where people follow
Yeah.
that thread.
Uh-huh.
Where
Yeah.
like I would love to make a video on that actually. Like we can afford to give a fake prince a couple hundo.
All right, this is a juicy one. Trust me. Hi, Miles. Oh, we need a fake name.
Gay twin.
Gay twin. Hi, Miles. Gay twin writes, a couple weeks ago was summer camp. I go to every year since 7th grade. There was a guy there that I had been friends with for a while, but started to catch feelings for. He lives several hours away.
Wait, why did you say it?
He lives several hours away, and I only see him at camp. I told him that I liked him, and turns out he liked me too.
Oh, this podcast is getting hot.
Well,
juicy one.
this guy I thought I knew is insane. He calls and texts me nonstop.
Uh-oh.
And if I don't answer, he threatens to drive down and break into my house.
Whoa.
He lies about everything and is super sexist and tries to flirt with me when I'm not in the mood and gets angry when I don't flirt back.
I would say your fun tone is no longer appropriate
No,
for
it's
this.
not. Plus, every time I get upset,
What's going
Oh
on?
boy.
I don't even want to read that. Plus, every time I get
It's
upset,
too real?
he asks me if I'm on my period. What do I do? I think with short answer, fuck this guy. Report him to the
No,
police.
don't fuck him.
And no, sorry, yeah, like this guy sucks. Report him to the police. Have him arrested and put him in the clinker.
You can't
Okay,
arrest someone for that. Yeah.
How old is Gage?
Well, I went to camp. So every year
He can drive down, so they must be in late high
like
school.
high school, yeah.
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 That's
So
juniors.
this is a comedy podcast. We try and keep it light and fun, but this is a question that requires a little more tact, a little more serious of an answer.
So we're going to answer seriously, but in this voice. But you really...
No, I mean this is emotional abuse. This is fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
It's especially when you're younger. I think it's easy to think that like, oh, like he just is, he's just like that, or he's emotional. There are people that can answer this better than we can. But involve your parents if you feel unsafe. You can call the police. Once you report to the police once and you have that record, then you're now able to get a restraining order. So there are options, and if you feel unsafe, like this behavior that's being described, not okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everything in your power, one, to inform people that you're close to so they're aware of the situation, but also, two, you need to find the quickest way to disengage.
That's a great point.
You
don't
can't
fucking engage at all.
You don't
Just
want to
ghost him
communicate.
entirely.
Yeah, if you feel safe and you can be safe, you need to ghost this dude.
Yeah, and like don't think like don't even respond like, hey, I don't like what you're doing. Don't talk to me anymore. Just cold drop him. He's going to continue to text. He's going to continue to call, block his number. And then like the texts are going to get more wrecked. Like, I can't believe you're not talking to me, whatever. Just let it go. Let him keep writing no matter what he does.
Accounts.
But if he actually follows you or like comes somewhere, then you fucking call
take
the cops.
action.
You
Yeah.
get the police there, and you get your dad with the bat. Like that's a situation where you're totally warranted to. God, that just makes me remember how shitty so many dudes were,
so
and
many dudes are
how
shitty.
gross they still are.
Yeah.
These were like people I knew. Some guys like this. Everyone knew guys
Really?
like this growing up, and you're like,
Yeah.
man, you're gonna grow up to be such a dick.
We grew up in the South.
It starts. It starts.
It's
it
not
starts
the South's
early.
problem. I think it's
No.
just there's a lot of different people in a lot of different places, and there's bad people everywhere. There's bad guys, there's bad girls, there's bad people.
The bad guys in my high school were just dumber, and I think that they didn't.
Yeah.
Luckily, there were. I didn't hear as many of these stories that were as horrifying. Luckily.
The worst though is that it's the guy who seems friendly. The one who's
Yeah.
like, yeah, there's
especially
always
like at a camp, right? Because nobody knows who you are, really, right?
The closet
you get a
misogynist.
week
Yeah.
to kind of reintroduce yourself to all people, and that's like, especially like shitty people are able to take advantage of that and create this mystique about them that they're like not shitty, and then once they get back to the real life, they show who they really are.
I think there's also like woke villains now where people, they come off super like, wow, like I actually love tea and matcha and I'm really respectful of women, but like in private, I'm going to be a dick and actually women are weaker. And like, there's guys who's just
I
fun.
know people exactly like that.
Not
It
to blow up
sucks.
my spot, but like you would cast me as the crazy guy. Like it's not like it is some of the meatheads, but it's also like the ones that you think that you can trust. It's like Oliver in the OC, season 1, a great show. While we were talking, I got so distracted by Eugene's shoes because he crossed his legs and he has new white sneakers. And I always notice people's new shoes. I noticed.
Oh, those are
But they're nice, and I'm now wondering how long you're going to keep those bad boys clean. It
I don't
stresses
buy
me
white
out.
shoes anymore.
I love them, but it's just a ticking time bomb.
Eugene, it's 2019. Everybody needs a great pair of wireless earbuds, but before you go dropping hundreds of dollars on a pair, you gotta check out wireless earbuds from Raycon, Eugene. Don't you like earbuds, Eugene?
Oh, Keith. Raycon earbuds start at about half the price of any other premium wireless earbuds on the market, and they sound just as amazing, Keith.
I've been using them. I've been using them
Keith.
on the bus. I've been using these wireless headphones from Raycon. They're
Oh,
great.
wait, those are from Raycon?
Yeah.
Oh, you've been using
The
them.
little blue
You've
ones.
actually been using them.
Yeah, of course I've been using them.
Wow.
These come in their little case. I pull them out. They connect to my phone. I can fall asleep on the bus while we're touring, listening to them. It's great. The Raycon E50 wireless earbuds have totally changed the game for me. I'm in the bus. I'm sleeping in my little coffin. I'm feeling good. I'm listening to my podcasts. I'm listening to my music. I'm falling asleep. And then I wake up and I find where they've fallen out of my head because I roll around like a crazy person while I sleep. So this company was actually co-founded by Ray J, and celebrities like Snoop Dogg and Cardi B are obsessed. And you want to be like Cardi B. I know I want to be like Cardi B pretty much in everything that I do, and she likes these headphones, so I like these headphones.
Unlike some of your other wireless options, Raycon earbuds are both stylish and discreet, with no dangling wires or stems.
Oh yeah, the weird little stems. Some of those headphones have stems. I don't care for the stems.
Don't care much for those.
They look like you have like something growing out of your ear almost.
Like little ear Frankensteins.
Oh, yeah. And of course, they don't just look great. They're sleek. They're black. They have all these different sizes so you can pop them in your ears because I got big old ears. They sound great, too. They look good. They sound good. And they offer their wireless earbuds for everyone in a range of fun colors at an unbeatable price.
Go to buyraycon.com/tryguys to get 15% off your order. That's buyraycon.com/tryguys for 15% off Raycon wireless earbuds. If you've been eyeing a pair, now is the time to get an amazing deal. One more time, buyraycon.com/tryguys, and you can look like Keith.
Ooh, you can look just like me.
My white shoes have wine stains on them.
I've had a pair of
God.
suede boots
Yeah.
for 6 months, and I haven't worn them once because I'm too afraid.
You know what happened to my suede boots? I fucking wore them out to our friend Katie's birthday because I'm like, I'm going to wear my nice boots, even though I knew it was in a nice a bar, a darkly lit bar, and I was eating broccolini off a table because I was like, wow, there's a plate of broccolini here? This is fucking dope.
No.
I get home, and there is the fattest oil stain, like the size of a coin dollar. And I, like a Sacagawea, a full fucking Sacagawea on my boot. And it's just done.
That's it.
That's it. And these were...
You need to dip the whole boot in oil now.
yeah, I should have. Oh
Even
my
it
God.
out. That's
Have
the only thing you can do.
You've had that thought, right? Where you stain your shirt and you're like, well, maybe I should just like Jackson Pollock this shit and just keep going.
I've decided every time I have a shirt that gets an oil stain on it, I don't freak out. I've decided those shirts are for eating messy meals. I will just wear that oil stain shirt to Korean barbecue, and I'll like wear a jacket so you don't see it all the time, and then I'll just not worry about it. And I'll just be like, this shirt's already fucked up. So it's already fucked up.
I wore a white shirt yesterday, and I came home, and I had like all of these little just specks all over me. And I couldn't help but wonder, am I just filthy every day and I have no idea until I wear the white shirt? Or am I more clumsy with the white shirt? Because it's unbelievable
It's
how
like
many...
when you pee in a urinal in shorts for the first time in the
Oh
summer.
my
And then suddenly you
God.
realize that urine has been splashing all
On
over your
leg
legs.
always.
All your life.
Our female listeners will not understand,
It's
but
not a good thing.
it's a thing, and it's awful. There's no good way to pee in a urinal.
And that's why and Miles, you may know this too.
Oh, yeah.
As a taller man, it means we have more time for there to be more gravitational forces on our urine. So the splatter is worse. So I find that if I'm in shorts, I'm just going to pee in a toilet.
Yeah,
I'm just
that's
going
the
to
right
go
call.
in the stall and pee in the toilet.
Sometimes the toilet, though, will get the splash. If
Oh,
I'm-
yeah, toilet splash.
It's so
oh,
rough.
yeah.
What is the name of that experiment where they first showed that is it protons or neurons always fire back? It's like they do you know what I'm talking about? It was a famous science experiment that showed there's always an element of randomness where when you're firing I don't know if it's protons or neurons.
Oh, this
but
is almost science with Zach.
almost science. they shoot like randomly shoot back.
Yeah, that
and
sounds
that's
like
how
what
I
they
think.
do.
I think about that when I pee every single time. Where I'm
I'm
like,
always
no matter
trying to-
what I do, there's gonna be a little speck of urine that comes right back at me.
You ever try to find the best part to pee straight into? Like sometimes there's
You
like
mean,
the
do I
mesh,
ever?
the
I
meshy
always.
grate where you're like, oh, this looks like this will be a safe spot, and then it's like, no, it's splashing. Well, how
Well,
about
they
this
had
corner?
those like weird little comb spongy things in the bottom are supposed to
They
reduce
do
the
help. They
splash.
do help
Yeah.
a lot.
Oh, I
Well,
like
let me
the
tell
ones that
you-
look like little BB-8 from Star Wars, the little balls.
Oh, the balls have been.
They're fun.
God, I love little games in the urinal. There need to be like little skee ball games.
This is how we alienate half our audience.
What if each urinal had just like little rungs, and the ball you would just try to like pachinko it up into the the
that's
rungs,
thrilling.
and then you could knock it back off and play again, and you could try to get it up. What if it just every urinal just is a pinball machine, and you play pinball?
I love that.
with your pee ball.
Every
No,
time.
you want the one like the carnival game where you shoot the water at
Oh,
the
yeah, well,
spot.
that's the
good.
other
And then the
option.
thing goes up, so you
or the
race
clown
the people
or the
you're next to.
balloon inflate.
yeah.
And every time you flush it, restarts. So Keith and I go to the bathroom at the same time, and the race starts over, and the little horses are off. And then at the end, after you wash your hands, if you wash your hands like a good boy, you get a prize stuffed animal.
I until I was in middle school used to whisper waterfall to myself every time I peed, even in public. So I'd pull my pants down. And
Can I hear it?
And I'd go, waterfowl. And then one day, one of my friends said, "What the fuck did you just say?" And I said, I didn't say anything. And they're like, you just whispered waterfall to yourself. And I'd be like grinning to myself. And I was like I was a really fucking weird kid.
It kind of seems to me like you were thinking you were a Pokemon and this was your.
Yeah, I don't know. I was weird and alone a lot, but I was just like, I would go, waterfowl. And my friend said, that's weird. You can't do that. So I stopped doing it. But I think about that every time I pee.
Okay, well, let's move on to the next question.
Yeah.
Is that all of our questions?
No, do we have another cue?
We have one more cue
give us
before
one.
we go ahead
One
and
last
wrap
cue
it up.
before we get Miles' exclusive
My
advice column
exclusive
in
advice
this
column.
periodical of podcasts.
This is a short one, but I think it's important. It's called Help. Zach, can I get a fake name?
Waterfowl.
Waterfowl Jones.
Waterfowl Jones writes,
Help.
What are some ways I can get that summer body without putting a whole lot of effort?
Oh, I know so many answers to this.
Do it, Eugene.
Okay. Diet, number
Yep.
one.
Yeah.
Food.
That's a lot of effort.
A lot of effort, but that's reduction as opposed to going to the gym, right?
It's true.
Well, can we to go back to having never eaten salads until I was 22, I ate only like microwave pizzas and pasta in college and that's all I knew how to make.
Yeah.
And I moved out to LA, started eating salads. That was the only change I made. Dropped 20 pounds, all my college fat went bye-bye, and people thought I was dying.
Women are going to hate you because that doesn't work for women.
Yeah,
It
it's a
doesn't
good
always work
point.
for 'em, but there's certain things. There's certain things that I think a lot of people are like unaware is actually making you look potentially puffier. Like one, cut out alcohol if you want to
Beer.
get cut.
Yeah.
You don't.
That was your thing, Keith, right? You cut out beer.
Yeah, I try to not drink beer. I just drink whiskey. If I do drink, I drink cocktails and try to drink just whiskey, and just the beer alone was a huge thing. All I did for my wedding was not drink beer.
I mean, honestly, the thing
Again,
if
you're a
you
white
have
painted
to
deal.
drink,
Yeah.
if you have to drink, you get vodka soda. That is the quote unquote skinny drink. But because whiskey is actually really highly caloric too.
Yeah.
All the
But
liquors.
if you just drink that and once you have a whiskey Coke, it like quadruples.
Don't drink soda. And the big thing, don't drink juice. Juice is super
Apple
sugary.
juice, orange juice.
I also in college was a big Newman's Own pink lemonade fan. I called it my pink drink. I would go down the hill. I lived on a big hill in Boston, and I would basically the groceries. It was like, okay, I can carry 2 pink lemonades and X food. So I never had enough food because I was always carrying these 2 giant pink lemonade. And then in the entryway of my apartment was like the elephant graveyard from Lion King, but it was just empty Newman's Own. I could build a throne with those fucking things.
I also, like right now, I'm a weekday vegetarian, and that has been
weekday vegan, really.
Weekday vegan by circumstance. And sometimes I'm a weekday pescatarian. Like I allow myself to have like salmon a couple times during the week, but pretty much Monday through Friday, it's all vegetables. It's all vegetables. It's no dairy. It's no eggs. It's vegan for all intents and purposes. And then Saturday and Sunday, or even Friday night, I'm like, it's fine. If I have meat, it's fine. Now, that doesn't mean that every meal I eat on the weekend is meat. Actually, it's still like breakfast is still pretty vegetarian or vegan. Lunch is either or, but dinners typically, so 3 or 4 meals a week aren't, and I just put them all on the weekend. I feel like I'm still having as much fun and eating social and having cool, fun meats and different experiences. But during the week when you're busy, just get a salad for lunch or just get a vegetable sandwich for lunch or just get like stir-fried veggies are delicious.
So good.
So good.
Now for exercise, in terms of less effort if you're not going to the gym, one, never take things like, if you can walk somewhere, walk there. If you can avoid things like escalators and elevators and take the stairs, super good. I actually never I always take the stairs just because I'm like, a little more exercise. If you're watching TV, plank during it.
Yep.
That's a nightmare.
I
can't get behind that.
Anytime you
Commercial breaks.
But here's the thing:
Yeah,
is
I like
that
that.
people binge watch now, and that's like gonna be the worst thing for your body. You got to do something during it, and if you're gonna at least like between episodes do 10 push-ups, like you got to do something. If you're sitting on the couch for 3 hours every night, that's like a huge waste of time.
You know what I might bring us back to when we're on tour? Something I used to do on tour because I would spend so much time driving, and then we would do this big performance. So that would be a lot of exercise, but it's tough because your body's locked, and then it's like totally loose. Is every time we stop for gas, all of us would get out and do like 20 push-ups
Oh, I love that.
and do some
that's
jumping
awesome.
jacks and just get your blood flowing. Just do something that like gets you
get you invigorated. Zach just hilariously, like almost like a toy, slashed his headphones out of his ears and they popped out perfectly. You got to check out the YouTube clip at whatever time code this is.
A question for you though, because I've been thinking a lot about exercise on the road because like my body requires movement so that I don't hurt. But like I don't want to exercise so much that I am now sore during our show. So what's the level for us?
The show is going to make you sore.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be way more stretching.
Yeah.
So
the show is going to make
we're going to be doing
sore.
restorative.
Yeah. So you really just do. Honestly, we only did the push-ups almost as a joke, but it then became like a really good thing for us. And
do you want me to bring my yoga blocks so that we can like put them under our sacrum and like do some?
Could do that on the bus.
Yeah.
We actually used the perfect push-up. You know the thing that it's like twist, and we did that because we didn't want to put our hands on the dirty gas station ground. And also we did it in the winter, so like you can't put your hands on the ground. It's 0 degrees. But it is like a better push-up because it just makes you rotate, so it just works a few more muscle groups at once.
Okay, for this last piece of advice, Eugene, because there's like aesthetic workout, there's like, you know, biceps and pushing weights, or you can do like things like, I feel like all the exercises I do are the muscles in between the muscles you see. So what kind of exercise would we recommend? Should it be like Pilates and yoga, or should it be like go to the gym and bulk up, or treadmill?
Depends on what his goals are, but it seems like he's trying to ask for the shortcuts, like the easiest way.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, in the end, you just if you
well, in
wanna
that
get
case,
it,
you get that belt that just vibrates really fast,
Or
and you're
just
gonna get those rock hard abs.
Play games with your friends. Get friends who want to throw frisbee around. It's going to be nice now in the summer, so like just do activities like that. You'll work up a sweat and you'll have fun.
Right?
Sexy.
Get a dog. And like
That's apparently a big thing.
They'll fucking just force you to
you know,
do shit.
here's just one thing I want to say about this.
I'm gonna say one thing.
I think people really disregard, because there's getting jacked and there's getting fit and
Oh,
there's getting
people
hot.
disregard.
Getting healthy.
Posture,
Yeah.
which is like very little effort. Posture,
We stand up straight and our heads are out of the frame.
Yep.
posture and flexibility. I think that there's a lot of people, even like rip people, they don't have stamina. They aren't flexible, and you know, I'm talking about sex. But you know, it's something people disregard, but it's so important because it changes the way people look at you. Like when you see someone who has great posture and can fucking touch their toes, that trumps someone who's like
Bad
jacked
posture,
but can't do anything.
touch my toes.
Yeah.
And with that, the way you use your cell phone, we're all getting text neck because we're looking down. When I had neck problems, and the guy was just like, "Hey, just stop using your phone for 1 week. See how that goes." I didn't really do that, but I did notice a slight difference. Even if you just put your phone like up in front of you, you look like an idiot. But it's gonna help your posture.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen. I'm not gonna play my Switch for 4 hours like fucking this, like I'm a crazy man. But you do, if you're home, plug it into the TV so you don't sit and stare at your lap.
Oh, Miles,
I
you
dropped
dropped your
my
phone.
phone. I was trying to
Which
do
is
the phone
such
thing.
a shame because you were someone that I look up to, someone that I feel like I could go to for advice. And in this next segment of the podcast, every week, we like to let Miles, the youngest and least experienced of us, give some sage advice.
Yeah.
That'll really take you somewhere. Advice that'll go for miles. With your host, Miles Bonsignore.
What's up, Miles Nation?
Catching on.
Do you want to be brought back to the special days of America?
I don't know.
I don't know, Miles. Miles, we just endorsed you. Do not fuck this up for us.
Do you want to find out what it's like to be a father?
Oh, this is getting.
Watch Friday Night Lights.
Oh.
I have recently started watching Friday Night Lights. I had never seen it before. It is a fucking blast.
Apparently amazing.
If you don't like football, you're going to love this fucking show all about football. I don't like football. I'm not a big fan. If you are, that's great. But this show cuts a match of football into 4 minutes and it makes it riveting. It is fantastic. There's fun characters. There's sexy teen drama. I really, that's all my
You're a big fan
advice.
of sexy teen drama.
I'm also watching The Society on Netflix.
I saw that on your Instagram.
It is out of fucking control. It is about a group of plucky teens that get transported to an alternate dimension and then have a prom.
Whoa.
Because there's no parents, right?
There's no
The
parents, so they're just
disappear.
like,
Yeah.
well, we still have to have prom. Like, it's fantastic.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Becky watched the whole thing without me.
It's crazy.
Becky crushes TV.
Well,
know-
Friday Night Lights, I'm surprised. I thought I was going to get yelled at by you, Eugene, because Friday Night Lights is the one show that like people like scream at me that I have not watched.
Clear
And
eyes, full hearts can't lose.
I know the reference,
Right.
but your wife is one of them. She's
never
like,
seen it.
every time it comes up when we're at a party, she's like, Zach, go the fuck home right now and don't talk to me until you've watched the whole season.
It's one of those
Series.
shows that like not everyone watched, but
No.
universally has acclaim. It's kind of like The Americans. Amazing show. No one really watched.
When Friday Night Lights came out, I want to say like within a year of Lost, and it was a contemporary. I mean, they're very different shows, but it was in that serialized era, and I really only had room in my heart for one.
Do you want to hear a fun bit of trivia real quick?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So they filmed the pilot of Friday Night Lights in Austin.
I know
And
this.
what happened was me being like literally one of the first people in my town to ever go be in, I guess, Hollywood to pursue anything in entertainment. And I had no access to film. Guess where they fucking shot the pilot the year after I graduated? My fucking high school.
Wow.
That's
The
brutal.
uniforms they use in that show and the Panthers blue and gold, that is my high school uniforms. They literally just took the football team's uniforms and all of the people in the school got to be extras. And
You
it's
must
when
have
I went
been
to film,
furious.
I was furious. I was so upset.
No wonder you've never watched the show.
Yeah, because it's too close to home. But they did look around. They're like, what's the most, like, you know, country high school we can find around the area? And they picked mine.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, but I wasn't there. I was,
Anything ever filmed in Carthage?
No. Al Gore is from there, so sometimes the news was there when they were campaigning back in the 90s.
How far is that from Nashville?
It's about 50 minutes east, a little bit north.
That's not too bad.
You know,
It's like one of the last towns of the Appalachian Mountain Trail, so like it's right at the end of it.
You know what my mom reminded me of recently? Because we were, this is now months ago, but we were at the Shorty Awards, which was hosted by Kathy Griffin. And when I was a kid, I was in an infomercial with Kathy Griffin.
What?
And I kind of have a vague memory of it.
What?
I don't even know how it came about. It was like some sort of charity that maybe my mom was connected to. And like, there's like a shot of us like sitting on the steps and I'm like hanging out with Kathy. But the only thing I remember from that day is that they wouldn't let me bring my can of Coca-Cola into the school that we were filming. And I'm like, I can't leave it outside. And they're like, you have to. And I was crushed. And I left it outside. And when I came out, there were bees crawling in and out of the Coca-Cola. And I was like, I told you I wasn't going to spill. And now my soda is ruined.
Well, once I had that happen, and I didn't know the bee was in it, and I drank a bee.
Oh, no!
That's the end of this episode
Oh,
of the
my
podcast.
God.
It was in a Pepsi can.
Wait, did it
my
sting your
God.
insides?
Keith,
No,
I
it-
just
it
touched
was-
my face with my hand and my stubble scratched it in. I got scared that there was a bee.
No, it was a fuzzy bee. It was a bumblebee.
Oh,
You
Jesus.
ate it? Did your face puff
it
up like one of
got
those dogs?
No, it was dead.
Oh, you didn't spit it out?
I think I did like coughed it out, but it got in. I went like.
You had to have spit it out to know that it was a bee.
Have you ever thought about how many little gnats and flies have died in your eyes?
Oh yeah.
Oh, God.
I mean,
Because you know when they hit your eye, they go into your eye.
My God,
and they
can
die
we-
in there.
Can we not?
Your eyes have eaten so many
We
little
had such
flies.
a delightful ending with Keith vomiting, and now I'm grossed out.
You know, though, I remember exactly where I was the day that bee was in my mouth. I was at a little autumn fair somewhere in Tennessee.
And I bet you wouldn't have even remembered Kathy Griffin being there because the bee stole the show.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, it's like a vivid memory.
Yeah. Childhood, man.
Spitting out a dead bee.
Oh, like
Childhood
Winnie
is
the
just
Pooh.
like a smear of like blurry nothingness and then these super hyper vivid memories of the dumbest moments ever.
Of
Yeah.
just scary or amazing times.
Waterfall.
Anyway, this has been the TryPod. Thank you so much for listening. Keep on sending those questions, advice that will go for miles at gmail.com. We'll get to them in the future. We're on tour right now. It's real exciting. We got 20 cities across America, tryguys.com/tour. And let me just tell you, every show, we're getting better and better. I assume this was filmed in advance. We haven't done any shows yet. I'm actually very stressed out right now. Everything is that we're in a frantic rush, but it's gonna be dope.
Nice pitch, Zach.
Thanks.
All right.
Until next time, we are the Try Guys. Keith, hit us with the official TryPod theme song.
In the deepest parts of Japan, there is a river filled with ghosts, the TryPod.
Oh my God, Ned's not here. We don't have to do the stupid ending.
Until next time, stay beautiful.
Damn it.
I kind of think Miles maybe did it a little better than Ned.
No, I don't think that we should ever
And
do
the
it.
ghost will turn you gay.